Leaving Las Vegas.
Dude, we got a laugh track this time.
Thank you guys, stop.
Yes.
Seriously, though, stop. This is why we don't do a studio audience. You guys, please.
We're trying to record here. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice.
And it goes on forever, too.
What happened?
It goes on forever, too, and this guy goes,
Good laugher.
Yeah.
I like your head sweater.
Thanks, man.
Is your head warm?
Yeah.
You know it's 87 degrees out right now.
Not in here, it isn't.
Your ears look warm.
Yeah.
You got warm ears?
I do. Cozy ears. I forgot. I was going to try to say it in Spanish, but I forgot how.
El ear-os.
My earballs are.
Is that it? Spanish?
Well, I just know when we were kids, we thought Spanish was taking every English word and just adding O to the end of it.
You know that my wife is Mexican, and they have a thing they do where they add a thing to make it sound American, and it's the TION, the shun. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I love it.
Give me an example.
Like she wanted me to hand her a pen, pluma, and she goes, "Can you hand me the plumation?" Yeah. So we're not the only ones.
On that note, you want to do a podcast?
Yeesh.
Let's do a podcast.
Unidentical.
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 Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Unidentical Podcast. I am your host, Jason Collings, with my co-host,
David Collings.
Make sure you continue to rate and review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, wherever it is you download your podcast. Leave us a 5-star rating and a review. It helps, it helps, it helps. And if the review is interesting or funny enough or even mean enough, maybe we'll read it right here on the air. I think that'd be fun.
Mean to us.
And don't forget, you could always look at us on YouTube. Look at our gorgeous faces on the old YouTube, Unidentical Pod. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when a new episode or new info is coming at you. I am posting shorts on there, YouTube shorts. I'm putting them up every once in a while, maybe once or twice a week. So get that notification bell on, smash it, tap it, rock it. What is it? What was that toy? The kid's toy? Bop it.
Twist it. Yank it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, yank
You're going
it.
a different direction now.
Yank it. You guys, yank it.
Yeah.
Glad to be back in Southern California. I was in Las Vegas for an entire week.
Welcome back.
And yeah, it was fun. What did you do while I was gone? Did you miss me?
I did. Yeah, we haven't been here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
Because you were gone in Vegas. No, I missed you,
So-
kind of ish.
Solomon,
Little
you
bit.
missed me, right? Us.
Of course.
You missed me or David more?
Don't be putting me on the spot like that.
That means David.
That means you.
Yeah.
That means you. Well, I missed you
No.
guys so much. Not as much as I missed my doggies, but I missed you guys as well. But I'm glad to be back here.
Yeah. Well, last night was Halloween for us. Yep. We're recording this on the 1st. Dia de los Muertos. But last night was Halloween.
Did you
And
trick or
so
treat?
the whole week kind of leading up, Beck and I kind of did it up this Halloween for the first time in a while. You know, we were very kind of agoraphobic after the pandemic for a minute, but we kind of got ourselves out and we did like that shack one at the Queen Mary.
Oh, you went to that?
We went to it. Yes. Yeah, we got
What is
it? It's just that Halloween haunt event
Shacktoberfest.
at the Queen Mary, but now he sponsors it and it's called Shacktoberfest now.
Now, do they have those walk-through
Yes.
Halloween mazes? Ooh,
Yeah.
Are they scary?
One was. I mean, scary is it takes a lot to scare me. I don't really scare easy. I mean, jump scares will scare me, but like how a lot of people think Exorcist is like the scary movie. Yeah, right. Everybody thinks
Scared
Exorcist
me.
is the most scariest movie ever, and I don't find it scary at all. I find it humorous. Like her head spins around.
Yeah, and she's
It's hilarious. You know what I mean? But anyway, so we did that, and we Becca got to dress up this year for the first time.
Cruella de
Yeah,
Vil.
Cruella, so she enjoyed the heck out of that. And it was cool. Yeah,
I did absolutely nothing on Halloween.
You didn't get any trick or treaters?
No.
Coming to your
No,
house in
I
the
was-
fancy dress? No children all in the fancy dress.
None of that? No.
That's what they call it in the UK. They don't say you're going into a costume party.
What is it?
They don't say you're going to
I
a
know what
costume
they say.
party. They say you're going to a fancy dress party.
A fancy dress.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
do they say trick-or-treating?
I don't know. I can't remember. The first time I ever heard it, well, it was probably a long time ago, but our friend Brian.
Yeah.
He's from, he grew up in Ireland, and he would say things. Some of the phrases that they say. We have our one fan over there in Emma, our fan over there in the UK, not Ireland, but over there in UK. But he would say things and he would catch himself saying them in front of me because we're like best buddies too.
Right.
We're not just business partners, but one time we had to gather some things for an event that we were doing, and we were going to the Smart and Final or something to grab some stuff, and he wanted me to go grab. Hey, why don't you grab a shopping cart? He wanted to say.
Right.
But he called it a shopping trolley.
A shopping trolley.
He said, "Why don't you go grab a shopping trolley?" And then as soon as he said it, his face went, "Oh," because I was like, "I'm sorry, what now?
What is it now?
What? A shopping what now?"
Hey, girl.
But yeah, I remember just so you guys understand, my brother and I used to own and operate martial arts academies. And one of the ones I had a partner in that school who ended up becoming one of my best buddies. And we would put on, events for the kids and let the kids come. And I would always have to come in, they would come in costume. And I would always have
Fancy
to
dress.
explain to the kids, he would always go, "So you guys are going to come to because, this is Long Beach, California." And he's like,
Right.
"So you guys are going to have this Halloween party and you guys are going to come in your fancy dress." And the guys are like,
The boys are like,
"I'm not wearing a fancy fucking dress.
What are you
man.
talking
I'm
about?"
coming as a ninja." You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I had to explain, no, fancy dress means costume. You know what I mean?
on planet Ireland.
Yeah, but so you didn't get any trick-or-treaters this year?
No, I didn't on purpose though. I turned the porch light off,
Oh, okay.
turned the lights off, no pumpkin.
Were they in the hood though? In your neighborhood, walking through?
Was there what?
Were they walking through your neighborhood though?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else was trick or treating.
They just
Yeah.
walking past the
Yeah.
curmudgeon's house.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the Grinch on the block. But remember the last episode we talked about a haunted story, a spooky story, a scary story, a ghosty story about the Queen Mary.
Right.
So I was so happy and then immediately let down. There's a new movie on Hulu
Saw it.
called A Haunting on the Queen Mary. It's garbage.
It was awesome.
It
was
first
awful.
of all made no sense at all.
really boring.
And it was really boring, and they kept jumping around. I'm like, what's happening? And then they had the little tiny kid, little midget kid in the beginning for some reason.
Yeah, and do you? That was.
And then he
weird.
wasn't in the movie for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
This couple had this son who's, he looks like Warwick Davis as a kid, and he was in the movie. And I'm like, oh, this is a cool kid, cute kid.
Do you know who Warwick Davis
They
is?
sent him home.
No, but
Wicket. Do you know who Wicket is from Star Wars?
He's the Ewok.
okay.
But he was also Willow.
He's a little fella.
Yeah.
He's a little man.
Dude's hilarious too.
Apparently last week it was Dwarf Appreciation Day.
Okay.
My buddy and fellow comedian Nick Novicki
Oh, cool.
posted it. He said it's Dwarf Appreciation Day, and he posted a picture with him and Billy Barty.
Oh, neat.
Or was it
Wow.
Billy Barty, or was it the guy from who played R2D2?
Kenny Baker.
Kenny Baker. That's who
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Billy Barty was way before Nick
Yeah,
Novicki's
yeah.
time. But yeah, and it said it was Dwarf Awareness. That's what it was. Dwarf Awareness Day. So I commented. I said, "Oh, what a great picture!" And I'm 100% aware that you're a dwarf.
Right.
I was just thinking that. Like,
Yeah.
What's the
What do
appreciation awareness?
Okay, what do we?
Well,
We got to remember that they're around because they're so little.
you got to be
trip over-
aware.
If you walk,
that's
you
what I was
can
gonna-
walk right over a dwarf and trip over them.
Yeah.
These little
You
fuckers.
just got to be aware they're there.
Yep.
You know?
You know what my nickname for Brad Williams is, right? Speed bump. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. He's a little fella. Half a dude. That's what I call him. Half a dude.
No, he's such a whole dude. He's just
Oh.
a little one. He's
Yeah, but he's also hilarious.
very fun.
So yeah, that was a very disappointing Halloween movie. But I did watch a scary movie that's just came out that is so good and so scary. It was called Cobweb.
Yeah. And it took place on Halloween.
And it took place on Halloween.
That was a good
so creepy.
That was a good one. Lizzie Kaplan's in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That
the guy,
was actually-
the dad was the guy from The Boys.
Yes. What was his character again
He's
called?
the main scary guy, Captain
Homelander.
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 Yeah.
The
He
guy
was-
that played
he played the
Homelander's.
dad.
Yeah, the guy that played Homelander's the father. Lizzie Kaplan's the mom, and they had this little boy, this little nerdy boy who's just. And the parents are weird as shit. But
Just see it. It's really good.
yeah, it's amazing. It's got a crazy twist at the end.
Yeah.
It's really crazy and weird. So if you want to watch a scary movie, if you like ghosty stories and you like being scared, watch Cobweb.
on Prime Video and Hulu. Looks like.
Yep, Hulu. I watched it on Hulu.
So did I. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you like ghosty stories,
On their Huluween.
mm,
That's what it was called, I guess.
good play on words.
Yeah. It's just a button on the screen.
But yeah, I was going to talk about my week in Vegas. By the way, blood pressure's back down to normal.
Good.
I'm going to live.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's do that.
Thank you. I'm gonna live back down to normal. It's a little high, but it's I'm out of the hypertension stage.
Good.
And they did an EKG. My heart seems to be fine. The only problem is, oh man, I'm having miniature panic attacks every day.
Oh man.
Ah!
Now, are
And
you
I don't even
stress
know
eating?
I'm doing it.
Are you stress eating still, or are you trying to not?
Look at that. You can see my neck now.
Yeah. I almost ate a bagel today.
Bread's not bad. Bagel, grains.
Yeah, I almost ate one. I wanted to eat it. It's not that I couldn't eat it, but when I had coveted it, you know, it was in there, and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm gonna eat that bagel."
You know, by the time you got to it, it was
And by the-
bad.
Yeah, it looked like it was in a boxing match. It had like blunt force trauma on this bagel. It was all bruised up. I was like, "Damn it!"
Wait.
But I also cheated and had I had In-N-Out today.
What? When?
Today,
Wow.
before this, me and Becca went to
I
In-N-Out.
wasn't invited.
Yeah,
Why do you call it cheating though?
It's a shame.
In-N-Out is where Becca and I had that
Yeah. Why do you call it cheating? What are you cheating on?
Why did I don't really
Cheating
eat
on
fast
veggies?
food very much anymore. I try not to.
He's cheating on starving.
Yeah, I try
Cheating
not.
on
Yeah.
starving today by eating In-N-Out.
Yeah.
In-N-Out's not too bad for
Yeah.
you.
But I remembered that's where when Becca and I were there. It was the same when we went to when these two young girls were having a conversation with each other. When I say young, I'm thinking like 20s, mid 20s,
Too young.
and they were having a conversation with each other, and they said the word "like"
Mhm.
so much
Mhm.
that Becca and I started having a fun competition. We chose a player,
Yeah.
and we were counting. And one girl, no crap, she went like. She said it 3 times in a row. Yeah. And they just kept saying the word like. Every other word was like.
If I were still drinking, that'd be a fun drinking game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just go to
You're
the
just-
bar next to it and sit
Yeah.
next to the Gen Zs or millennials at that is for that matter. But and just every time you hear them use the word like,
Yeah.
you gotta take a shot.
Oh boy.
I'd be obliterated in a minute.
Done quick.
So
It's a filler word now. Like I don't like, I just like
yeah. So back to how did you keep yourself busy over there
in
in
a
Vegas?
lot of masturbating.
Cool.
A lot of internet porn. Just I watched movies. I worked on editing clips.
Are we still in the porn?
Mhm.
Movies, clips?
Yep, movie clips, clipping and porn up. No, I just had a good time. I walked a lot. It's a big time walking city. If you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vegas is an interesting city to be in if you're not partying.
Yeah.
If you're not doing drugs or you're not drinking or going to the strip club, you're just there working. And you're there. It's just, I was at Starbucks a lot. I gave Starbucks so much money this week. I gave them so much money. But because I generally I can eat for free there because you get an employee card while you're there. And there's what they call the EDR, employee dining room, down underneath the casino. And back when I first started doing this gig, like 10 years ago or whatever it was, this buffet down there for the employees was incredible. It was just like the one for the guests upstairs. Then MGM did a bunch of cutbacks.
Oh wow.
man.
And now you feel like you're at like a hospital
Cafeteria.
cafeteria.
With
It's
your
bad.
run the
And it smells
tray
like,
along the.
that smell of dishes in the
Yeah.
dishes.
Yeah.
Like it constantly smells like wet dishes down
Oh,
there.
yeah.
This is appetizing.
Yeah.
Yo, let me get a cardboard pizza with that dish mold.
I remember that was when I was younger and being a bouncer. That was
Yeah.
the worst part of the night. Was at the end when everybody was leaving and it
go
was
through-
just that dish smell.
When you go through the kitchen, like,
Oh, it was the worst. Ugh.
yeah. But here's the thing. This was my first week in Vegas since I stopped drinking. And it was so much better. It was so much better. The week went by faster. My legs, my joints and everything feel great.
Oh yeah.
I did a lot of walking. I didn't wake up hungover every day. And I didn't look 15 years older when I got back to Los Angeles.
Right.
Ooh, I flew Jet Suite X again.
Oh, you were all stoked about telling.
Oh, my God.
That was great.
So you know what Jet Suite? I've talked about JSX on the pod before, right?
I don't think so.
Jet Suite X is this little airline that it's like a private jet experience almost. Basically, they're these small little 30 seats maybe
Okay.
jets, but they're really nice on the inside. You don't take off out of the actual. It has its own terminal, its own. You just walk right out on the tarmac and get on the plane.
So where's that from?
They have one in Burbank and they have one at LAX.
Okay, so you
But
would.
it's just outside, so you don't have to go into LAX. You don't have to go through the terminals. You don't
no
have to
kidding.
go through
Oh,
TSA.
I picked him up from it. It's amazing. It's the
Nothing,
best.
dude. You don't have to. There's no TSA. There's none of that shit. You
Right.
walk in, they ask you, "Are you carrying any of this stuff?" And I just go, "No."
You trust me, right?
Yeah, right. I go, "No."
Here, not as far as
The
you.
only thing they questioned on the way there was the blood pressure monitor, but they said, "Oh, it's considered a medical device. It's fine."
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they were scared of the reading on it. They're all,
Now,
you might want to get
does
that
it land at Las Vegas Airport?
Yeah.
Okay, so it lands in the airport.
It's at the same runways.
Got
You
it.
don't go into the main airport, McCarran or whatever it's called. It's got its private hangar.
Mm.
And it's literally it sits next to a bunch of really expensive private jets. It's a private jet experience. However, I've never been on a full flight. One time it was almost full coming home from Vegas, but still to not be full. This time, let me also say it's very affordable.
I was going to ask you, was it more expensive?
It's a little bit more expensive than certain airlines.
Got it.
Like if you said, let me just get a quick little flight over to Vegas on Spirit. However, I'm there for a week. So I need to bring a big bag. I can't just check. I can't just carry on. They're going to charge you for that.
Right.
They're going to charge you for a drink. They're going to charge you to, take a piss. They're going to charge you for everything while not having the seats recline. And they're not padded. It's awful. It's like a city bus in the sky.
Yeah,
It's
and you're
terrible.
sitting on that milk crate.
Oh, it's bad. But you get all these upcharges afterwards. Like they charge you for water on Spirit. Like it's bad. So by the end of the flight, you've spent a lot of money to do this flight. My round trip to Vegas from LA was under $300. Under 300, which
That sounds good.
Yeah.
if you knew what I was making, is great. Great. Here's the best part. The best part, and you know how I am with people and airlines and people at the airport and idiots and morons and babies,
Yeah.
and service animals and all the shit that you have to deal with when you go to the airport. Ha ha ha. And people are wondering why I'm having mini panic attacks all fucking day. So I show up to the Jet Suite X terminal because it's its own terminal. I got there probably that's another thing. You don't have to be there like 2 hours before the flight. You could walk in 20 minutes before the plane takes off.
That part is nice.
And
See,
it's
that
awesome.
sounds pretty
So if
cool.
you have a noon flight, you can get there at 11:30 and you're
Yeah.
good.
Cool.
But I showed up just a little early because my son was driving me because he wanted to use my car. So I said, get me there early. You got some errands or whatever. So we get
Yeah.
there. I walk in, terminal's empty. And I walk up and I give them the ID and they go, Jason, you're the one we've been waiting for. So I'm like, oh shit, am I late? I thought I was late. They're like, so I said, I go, oh, I'm sorry, am I late? They go, no, you're the only person on the flight today.
No kidding.
That's never happened. And they're like, you are actually, because they say it's the private jet experience. That's what JSX is.
Right.
They're like, you're actually getting a private jet experience on the private jet experience. And they were being so funny. Like they're like, make sure you seat in your assigned seat, like joking. But they're like, you could run up and down the aisle if you want. You got the whole plane to yourself.
Did you?
So did they leave early since you were the only one they were waiting on?
No, because they're on the schedule for the airport.
Got
But
I would have been just running around.
me and the flight attendant, and you get there's one flight attendant on the flight, just one. And it's always a really pretty girl, which that doesn't matter anyways, right guys? That fucking doesn't matter if she's a pretty girl. Who cares if it's an ugly dude? I care. I want it to be a pretty girl because I identify as a straight pervert. And so this girl has to do her job the same way though, as if it's a full flight. So her and I are both trying not to laugh because she's
She's doing the
she's
pre-flight
on the
thing?
speaker doing all the
Oh, that's
and make
funny.
sure there are exits located. And I kept going, ma'am, can you turn it up a little bit? Ma'am, I can't. And she's trying not to laugh.
That's
But then,
fun, dude.
yeah, but I sat in one seat for a little bit, and then it's one of those things where you're like, when I get an assigned seat on a commercial flight, I always have to be strategic about which side of the plane I'm on because I prefer one. It sounds weird, but I do prefer a certain side of the plane taking off, and I prefer the other side of the plane landing.
Can you explain why?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
So taking off, I want to be on the left side of the plane because I love to look. Sounds so silly, but I love looking at my house. Like the way the plane takes off if I look off the left side of the airplane, you can see into Lakewood and Long Beach, and I can kind of find my house.
Okay.
But coming home to LAX, I want to sit on the right side of the plane because I love the view of downtown LA, the Forum, SoFi, and now the Intuit Arena, which is where the Clippers are going to be playing. They got their
Nice. I still got to go see that.
It's so cool.
Yeah, we.
So that's why I like sitting on that side of the plane because I just the view I want to be and I want to take cool pictures and stuff because I'm a dork. But on this flight, they're like I laid across 2 seats.
Oh, dude, I would have been. Oh, man,
Yep.
that would have been.
And the
great.
seats are big, and they're every seat on a Jet Suite X flight. Every seat is like a first class seat on a commercial flight,
Nice.
and everything's complimentary. The first 2 bags, the first 2 full bags to check, complimentary.
Getting in your one. I'm
Free
getting in
check,
next time.
free carry on, and also full bar. Like if I wanted it, I'm not doing it anymore. But it's literally like I can have as many vodka sodas on the flight as I want. They don't charge you a dime. It's all included.
So
in the ticket.
what you're really saying is they totally lost money flying you to Vegas.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. And now I believe it's American Airlines and Delta. They're trying to get them out of their. They're trying to get them into the airport.
Okay.
And-
Is that a good thing or
No, because now I have to wait in line and I got to be there 2 hours before the flight again and blah blah blah.
Why do they want to do that?
Because Jet Suite X is they think they're breaking rules and it's not safe. They're not only following the rules, they're going above and beyond. And so I got it. You get an email. If you get an email, if you're into Jet Suite X, go on JS. Just Google JSX.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a petition to sign. Sign it. Please sign it so that Jason Collings can still fly from Burbank to Phoenix, and from LA to Vegas. Because it doesn't go to LA. LA doesn't go to Phoenix, but Burbank does go to Phoenix. Burbank goes to both Phoenix and Vegas. But I will tell you that the farther you go, it's going to get back. It's going to go up in price, obviously.
Of course,
Like the
fuel. And
the flight to Miami is insane. It's expensive and that kind of thing.
They go to San Francisco?
I believe they go up and down the coast. Yeah.
Nice.
The only place that I've gone on Jet Suite X is Phoenix and Vegas. Brentmore and I used to, whenever we had a Vegas or whenever we had a Phoenix gig, we just take JSX because we don't have to be there early.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool walking among those beautiful private planes. They do tell you, please don't take pictures of the other planes around because they're people's planes. But the terminal in Vegas, it's next to the one with all the plain white planes with the red stripe. You guys know what those are?
oh yeah. That's the Area 51
Yo.
employees.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
the
No way.
people that work at Area 51, when they go to work every day, they fly out of Vegas on these plain unmarked airplanes that are they're white airplanes with a red stripe on the side.
All right, I gotta look.
Yeah,
next
it's
time
so
I go.
cool, dude.
And we're right next to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's the plane that goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do they ever?
So I should
do you
have
ever see
fucking
them? Do you ever see the employees? Do you ever see them getting in and off the planes?
No, because they always. No. Wait, one time I did. They just look like people going to work. There was a couple in like hoods with giant heads. And they had these long green fingers. I don't know what that was. I mean, it was a Halloween party.
Talking like this.
But yeah, those are the employees that go to Area 51, fly out on those, and I believe they're like old they're all 727s or something. There's
Oh wait.
Yeah.
there they are.
Them?
These are them.
That's them.
Look at that. He's flying right past MGM Grand, baby.
Wow.
What is that one? National Security. What is that thing?
Oh, I don't know. You know.
Yeah, but yeah,
things
those
still pop up. You know?
those planes.
That's the plane from
they
Airplane.
call it Janet.
Wow.
Area 51's spooky airline is hiring. 'Cause it's
Cool.
spooky.
I don't know how old
You
those
notice there's
stories
not even wing numbers. They don't even have the wing numbers
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
on the tail of that plane. But yeah, there's about 6 or 7 of them sitting there, and they transport the Area 51 employees to and from the airport.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
You never heard of that?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty
no.
interesting.
All the alien surgeons. All
Yeah.
those guys.
All the alien surgeons and the guys that are what do they call it when you
Reverse engineering.
reverse
the
engineering
spaceships.
the flying saucers?
Yeah.
It's it's so funny.
Yet they have the oldest planes in the airport.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows what the inside looks like though?
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows who's driving?
What if there's no engines and it's just levitating there?
Yeah.
And you don't drive a plane, dude. Just so you know, you fly them. You fly them.
Fly 'em. That's right.
Imagine, dude, one of those big ass airplanes with the restaurant just driving across the desert. Just take off. Just fly. But yeah, it's interesting. You know what's
Who's
funny
riding it?
You know what's funny about UFO shit too, though. If you really think about it, if you look back to the 50s, and people were having UFO sightings and taking pictures, they look like pie pans, like that somebody just threw.
Yeah, yeah.
As time goes, the sightings get more modern.
Exactly.
And it's
You're
what
like, I
and
think
my
that ship's
yeah.
Tupperware.
And what it is, it's the technology of graphic design.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the other thing would be technology of the ships themselves. Oh,
Right.
they go right along with us.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think they're just invisible. I think they're
Dude, I follow all kinds of cool stuff on that alien,
UFOs,
all that stuff. UAPs is what they call them.
unidentified
Aerial phenomenon.
aerial phenomenon.
Phenomenon. That's a
Aerial
fun word to say.
phenomenon.
Say phenomenon.
Phenomenon. Phenomenon. Phenomenon.
Oh man, we can tell you guys are brothers.
Phenomenon. So here's my thing. When I say I believe in UFOs, I think it's so dumb to say I don't believe in UFOs. Because if you look at something flying and you kind of identify it, that's what a UFO is. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a green guy from a different galaxy or anything like that, or Chewbacca or whatever.
Doesn't mean it's not.
Doesn't mean it is. And I want to see the proof of that. There's some, like the alien video we were talking about a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, right. That cat box alien,
Yeah, cat box alien?
Because he looked like he would look like he was made of kitty litter. It was the worst. I don't
Oh,
understand.
no, I'm talking about the video of the one that we're interrogating.
Oh,
live one.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
When he was saying that they're us. But anyways, yeah, every time I'm in Vegas, I always like to check out those
aliens.
And I stay when I'm in Vegas for that week with Brad. I stay at this place called the Signature Towers. It's MGM property, but it's not the casino. It's amazing. They're beautiful suites. There's no slot machines in the lobby. It's quiet. But I'm on the 35th penthouse level, 35th floor on the penthouse level. And my view this time, you get two views, depending on what side of the building you're on. You either get a strip view of the Vegas Strip, which is getting worse now because there's more stuff building and it's blocking the strip now.
Right.
Or you get this airport view.
Ooh, that's the one.
And I'll sit there like a weirdo and just watch planes taking off and landing. And I see a lot of those white ones with the red stripes.
Do you get one room in the morning to watch the airport and then one room at night?
Absolutely.
Watch the strip?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
But you know what's up and active now over there in Vegas is the Sphere.
Right.
Holy shit, this thing is weird. It's a giant.
I've seen it on ball on the
U2's doing performances there right now. A lot of big acts.
What?
U2?
What do you mean performing? Oh, it's a you can get in it.
It's a concert.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
the outside is all.
It's a venue.
Oh, neat. I didn't know.
And the outside are those LED screens,
right?
But they have all separate ones on the inside. Like when you're sitting in there watching a concert, at one point, all of a sudden you'll be underwater, or you'll be outdoors, and it's a giant arena with the stands. And there's this one that I saw where this woman was filming the stage, and she pans over, and a giraffe just walks up and peeks over the stands. Like it's very clear.
I want to see.
But the outside is a whole different thing, where for one day it'll just be this giant eyeball.
Right. Did they make a jack-o'-lantern for
Halloween?
Halloween?
Made it a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern for Halloween.
When are they going to make it?
But then there's this. It's next to the golf course.
Okay.
It's next to the golf course on the way to the convention center, right? And there's this video of this guy teeing off, and in the distance is the Sphere, and it's this face just looking. The Sphere is this giant face, but then you realize, oh, it's moving because it blinks a little bit and kind of makes a little thing. The guy tees off, the face just goes boom and follows the ball.
Wow!
What?
Imagine that.
I don't have to now. I can go look at
it. It looks cool.
Vegas.
Can you bring a picture of that thing up?
Yeah, let's see.
Sphere in Vegas, but yeah, it's all finished. It's done.
Well, I was looking at this one by. Well, I hope it's not a video.
One of the things CNN I did hear, though, is a lot of these big acts don't want to perform there.
Why?
Well, they have their. Yeah, that's what it looks like on the inside. They have their. Is that U2? But it's dinky little normal little square stage. Looks like a turntable.
Yeah, but you looking up and seeing all that stuff in the sky. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, but that's stock stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I was about to get to. That's stock stuff.
I'll find another one.
That's their thing. In other words, a lot of bands want to have their own videos and their own background and their own graphics, and
which makes sense.
They're not doing that. They're like, no, you got to use the ones that we have in here. And
you know why though? Probably because it takes tons of time to put that together for every individual act. Like
for that big of a screen. I mean, the thing's pretty big. The monorail. Oh, don't get excited. Don't get a monorail boner.
What are you talking about?
The monorail in Vegas. The one that used to be a Disney monorail. The one you told me that they got it from Lost.
The one on the east side, on the MGM Grand side.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's another.
The other ones aren't a monorail on the other side. Those are light rail.
They're light rails. No, the monorail.
Right.
Monorail.
The ones from Disney
Yes,
World. Right.
there it is. Look at this thing.
That's neat. I want them to make it the Death Star.
See the monorail track right next to it?
Yeah.
That's how close the monorail goes to it.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. That's where it is.
And
All right.
it's pretty neat. It's just past the high roller Ferris wheel, that big Ferris wheel called the high roller.
It's been there. It's been so long since I've really done the strip and all that.
Oh, the high roller is amazing too. It's this big Ferris wheel that you could rent. Basically, you're like renting a room on it, and you could have little parties in it. And each little capsule of the
Maybe I
is that
have
the
seen
one?
that.
Yeah, it's like the one they have in Great Britain. where
yeah,
just
it's
sort
called.
of- It
This
doesn't
one's
really go around.
huge.
Right?
It's called the high roller. And
Cool.
you could see all the way to California.
Yeah, you can see the track here where it matches the one in Disney World. Matches.
Dark. Monorail boner. My brother got a monorail boner.
They're cool. They're neat.
You should have. You know what? For Halloween, you should have dressed your penis up as the monorail. Paint little windows on it.
Right.
Make sure Becca keeps it up and running.
Oh my god.
No.
No. God.
I love it when you get embarrassed.
So you were talking about you in Vegas.
Yep.
Okay.
You don't want to talk about Dave's penis as a monorail? anymore?
No.
Oh,
No.
shit. All right.
Neither do I.
I thought that was a fun subject, but whatever. Prudes. Yeah, Vegas was great. I performed at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club
And he was on the show with you, right?
Thursday through Saturday. He was.
How
Hey,
fun.
look, there I am.
That was a good time?
Look at that. Look at that. That's when I had a freaking neck, bro. Look at that.
Yeah, who's
huh?
that dude?
Good hair too. Hey, Jason, looking good, buddy. So
Flapping.
Monday, I know. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was headlining, and it was Jerry Rocha, great friend of ours. Jerry Rocha hosting, and a really great friend of mine, Lisa Curry. And then on Thursday, Lisa left because Brad showed up. And then it was Brad Garrett hosting, Jerry Rocha featuring, and then me headlining.
That's awesome.
And it's always such a good time. And the shit that Brad says, the stuff that comes out of that man's mouth is so freaking hilarious. He is such a genius. And he's so humble. He always tells you, I'm just ripping Don Rickles off or whatever, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But he is so funny, dude. He's so funny. So yeah, it's always fun to work with Brad because he's just the sweetest guy. And when Brad is there, pretty much guaranteed the shows will be sold out. They're happy that he's there. And I had a good time. Some friends came out. Our buddy Carlos came out for a few days.
Very
He's
cool.
there now because there's that big car convention in Vegas called SEMA, the biggest aftermarket automotive.
Specialty Equipment Market Association
Boom.
show.
That's what it is. Thank
That's it.
God for nerds. Sorry. Nerd alert. But Carlos has to get out. They have to get out there early because today is Wednesday. This show started yesterday. But he got out there Saturday because they have to set up.
Right.
Because these booths that they put together, I mean, they're incredible. He had
I've been
two.
going to that show for 20 years.
You're not going to go this time?
No.
Oh man! So are you familiar with the wheels company Lexani?
Yes.
My best friend, our best friend that we grew up with, he does all their marketing.
Oh, no kidding.
He's the guy at that company, and then Frank owns it. Carlos and Frank came to the show Sunday night.
Oh, that's cool,
Great.
man. That's awesome.
And then they let me go to the SEMA thing before it opened, so I could
Right.
walk around and look at everything without crowds. Cause
Yeah.
everybody knows how much I hate crowds.
Yeah.
And man, these vehicles, just Carlos's booth alone, they had two of these incredible, I don't know if they're Lamborghinis or what, they're just amazing. They came out from Japan.
I saw his posts
And
and
then
stuff.
Frank has his Corvette that he just finished
Right.
in there.
What color is it?
It's like a green.
Yeah, I saw that on that post.
Yeah, and then they had several cars outside on display. And one of them, because they have a off-road division as well, and it's a new one.
Oh,
Because you remember RB?
Rolling Big Power. Yeah, I remember
They sold
I
that.
remember that when they got
They
rid of
sold that, and they have a new one now.
Oh, neat.
I don't know a lot about it, but yeah, I got to go see
That's
that.
my jam. I like more of the trucks. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Shout out to Carlos, Carlos Lexani Pulse, I believe is what it is on
Yep.
Instagram. But shout out, man, dude, that was fun. Got to go see some really cool cars, and they already had a pass ready for me and everything, and they just go, all right, go have fun, and I just got to walk around and look at.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
SEMA's a huge show.
Oh, it's always huge, and then they have really cool stuff outside. They have a couple little tracks. They have a drifting track out there that's pretty
Yeah.
cool, and
Oh, neat.
but it's a huge show, and I hadn't been to that convention center since 20 years ago when we were doing the Magic show.
Wow. I remember
Magic, the apparel convention that all the big apparel brands go in.
I don't know.
Check
I've been going to CES there forever.
What's CES?
Consumer Electronics Show. every January, they would hold it alongside the porn convention. And so at one point,
and that's why I'm
yeah.
next
Well,
subject.
the funny thing is that at one
You got all these nerds on one side.
no, upstairs and downstairs.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So the upper floor would be all of the electronics, and downstairs would be all the porn.
Right.
So it was funny because you see these people going up and down, but whatever.
Wow.
Hilarious.
Not me though.
Yeah.
None of the
A friend of mine
electronics guys wanted to stand up.
A friend of mine is a pretty well-known porn star. I see her every time I'm in Vegas. She comes. There's this other show that I do in Vegas called The Dirty at 12:30. It's at South Point Casino.
Nice.
It's every Friday at 12:30 at night, and it is a blast. It's been voted the best local comedy show in Vegas several times. It used to be Ralph. You remember Ralphie May, the late great Ralphie May, rest in peace. It used to be his show. Now it's run by his best friend Gabe Lopez, and he's kept it going strong. And it's just and I met years ago. I met Katie Morgan at this thing, and now every time I come, I'm hanging out with Katie, and you forget like I know what your vagina looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, she's the
But yeah, yep. And then the guy that replaced Slash and Guns N' Roses for a little while, he's always there.
And is it dirty?
I mean,
is the content any different than a typical?
If not for the good guys. I mean, there's a lot of people that think, oh, do I have to be dirty? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
Just be funny.
Yeah.
And you can get dirty and they love it, but they also just love funny. And they're like a club. They're like a private club. They love this show. They call themselves, the audience calls themselves the Dirty Birdies. Dirty Birds.
Cool. Wow.
That's cool.
Dirty Birds. And like the Gabe Lopez who runs it. Yeah. He that's right. And you stayed at the hotel and everything.
It was fun, man.
He MCs it, and then he goes through the rules in the beginning. He goes, if you are a guy that get the fuck out. If you can't handle this, get the fuck out. Blah, blah. And he goes, and if you can't handle this, and then he talks about funny humor and like dirty enough. He goes, you can, and then he goes, Dirty Birds, and the entire audience yells, get the fuck out. It's such a fun show, dude. It's more of a party. And I'll go there. The show's at 12:30. I'll usually go at 10:30 because they do what they call Cigar Club, we sit and have cigars. And it used to be cigars and drinks, but this time I just did the cigar, which was way better than the cigar and the drink because I felt fine the next day.
I was going to ask you, when you stopped drinking, did you pick up anything else? Did you find you were eating more, do anything different?
Actually the opposite, because the alcohol I would crave the sodium.
Okay.
You crave like drive-through French fries and like salty shit when you're drinking. And I don't really have a craving for that at all.
Okay.
And I just pretty much stuck with, chicken sandwiches and salads and stuff like that. I think the craziest I got, I had a slice of pizza one night.
Ooh, crazy.
Yeah, I went nuts, dude.
Watch out.
Yeah. Oh, and a bag of peanut butter M&Ms.
Yeah.
Not the share size. Not the share size.
That's his big vice is the peanut M&Ms.
Oh, peanut butter M&Ms are amazing. They're my favorite. God, we got to get a P.O. box so you guys can send me some peanut M&Ms. No, just kidding.
We should get a P.O. box. Why not?
P.O. box.
Are we ready for that yet?
Yeah, we're ready for that.
Aren't P.O. boxes outdated?
No, I don't want people, you get your mailbox filled up at home with like all this crap. No.
That's true.
P.O. boxes are perfect because you can get things anonymously.
Keeps it privet. And you don't want anybody to trespass.
No trespass.
Those are some other.
If you among me, you don't want to
consonants.
I hate it when people
whisper. There's so many weird talking.
Remember the bit I used to do about the airplane? When people would whisper on a plane, I hate it. I go, there's jet engines outside the window. Speak up. And everybody's going like this. If you could just please make sure you just. I'm like, are you a snake on this plane? Yeah, it's the worst. But yeah, so I had all in all, great week. I was a little nervous and scared the whole week about the whole heart and blood pressure thing because I was getting chest pains, but it turns out that is stress. And I am a very anxious person. I had a doctor's appointment today, and he's like, you need to chill the fuck out because my blood pressure, my EKG came back great. EKG.
Give me one thing that you stressed out about today.
Yeah, like we need let's get it out on the table.
The insurance.
Okay.
I had to get new insurance.
Uh-huh.
And I can't stand our country's health system. It's garbage. Not only is it garbage, it's evil. Here's what happened. So I had to wait till today to go to the doctor because my new insurance didn't kick in until today.
Okay.
I get the insurance. It's a PPO. It's everything I thought I needed. I get to the doctor. They don't accept that insurance. So now I'm like, uh-oh. And I'm like short of breath and I'm getting panicky.
Yeah.
And so my doctor, who I've been going to for years, I just haven't seen him in a year, almost a year because of the insurance. I had to change insurances.
Right.
And so this time, this is how amazing he is. He's like, let's take a look at you. And he wasn't going to charge. He basically saw me for free today, which was amazing. He's a great guy. And so then I get in the car. I'm with my wife. I'm with Elaine. Elaine gets on the phone with the insurance people. She said, you told me that they were going to accept this at this place, and they don't. Okay, we'll get you on another one. I'm like, She's like, okay. So we get on that one. And this all happened right before I came to the podcast today. So I go, let's make sure. So we call the doctor's office, and they're like, oh, we don't accept that one either. And she was promised and guaranteed by the people that she was buying the insurance from that they do. And the people at the office was like, no, we don't.
Now, you were going with a broker then, evidently. If there's any different, okay.
Yeah, because her new, I used to be insured through her work for years. For years. This new gig she's doing, I don't think they don't insure the spouse or something like that. We had to get a separate thing.
Got it.
But then of course I had her doing it, which is not cool. I should have done it myself because it stressed her out on the phone. And now she's mad at me because I was picky about my doctor. But then I'm like, he saw me for free. That's why I'm picky about this dude. He's like, I've known him for
long time.
Shit, I've been going to this doctor for 20 years, But that was the stress today. The everyday stress, and I'm going to say this so that my fans and people that follow me hear me, is the special. I shot a stand-up special a year ago this month, and we haven't done a thing with it. There was strikes in Hollywood, actors, writers, everything shut down. People weren't taking meetings, anything like that. And people were like, why don't you just independently release it? That sounds great. What they don't realize is that the production company that shot the special, they got investors.
They need to get paid.
And people need to get paid back.
Absolutely.
So stressing about that, but now it looks like the move may be to just independently release the special on YouTube and work out some percentages of ticket sales with touring to get all that shit handled. That's stressing me out because it's been a fucking year. In
a year.
And nothing's going on. People aren't returning phone calls. It's insane.
And
Hollywood doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
And they're still doing I know the writer's strike was done. They're still doing the actor's strike.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Which shouldn't affect me at all. The writer's strike shouldn't have affected me because this is technically unscripted content.
Right.
It's like a reality show.
And yet I've had several podcasts say, we're going to pause until this thing is over. And I'm like, why?
Why? What does that have to do with it?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with you.
Apparently, if you're in the union, they were frowning upon things like going on tour, which get the fuck out of here.
There was a lot of people
the industry,
the
suit. What's that?
There was a lot of people during that thing that were kind of learning stuff along the way. One thing I saw was the guy from Veep, her press guy that played the redhead guy.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Walsh.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he was supposed to be.
He was in UCB, right?
Yeah, he's awesome. He was supposed to be in like Dancing with the Stars, and he didn't realize that if it was part of the thing, and he had to like back out.
Oh, you saw what happened to Drew Barrymore and Bill Maher when they went back on the air. They got shattered upon. People were really hating on him.
I didn't know what happened. I just read something about how Drew Barrymore fell apart
before the strike. They called them scab. They call them scabs.
Right.
But there were certain projects that got okayed. And also the thing that was annoying about my project is that we shot it and finished it all before the strikes even started.
Oh, yeah, well before.
So it's like, come on, guys. But the thing is, the industry was running around like chickens with their heads cut off, not knowing what the hell to do with themselves because they're all morons. Agents, managers, all of you guys are empty suits. You're morons. You don't know anything. Sorry, I'm just saying it. Not my agent. She's the best. But my agent's different. My manager is different too. But it's like if like newer comics will tell me, newer guys will say, how do I get an agent? How do I get a manager? And these days, my answer is like, why the hell do you want one? Why do you want to share your money with anybody? Here's when you need an agent. When you get to a level where you're going to need to start negotiating contracts.
Right.
Because they are educated in that. However, you could skip the whole agent thing and just get an entertainment lawyer, which is probably what I'm going to do. But because
That's
agents
sort of
aren't
like a
interested-
nurse who can like give prescriptions and stuff.
What's that?
It's like a nurse who can give prescriptions
nurse
without being a
practitioner.
doctor. Yeah.
Right. Which yeah. So I always like, you know, and as far as a manager goes, you got to have something to manage. In other words, a stand-up, it's a different animal because, you know, especially locally, I don't need a manager or an agent to book my shows.
Right.
The clubs just ask me to come.
And you know all those people
And
anyway.
we know all the people.
Yeah.
There's a procedure. You email the clubs every Monday, or they email you. They email us. They send us a form to fill out for the week.
Right.
And once you're what's called a paid regular at the comedy club, that's the hard thing. That's what you need to become, is a paid regular at the store or the Improv or the Laugh Factory. Once you are that, they send you every Monday, Comedy Store Sunday, they send you a form, and you fill the form out for that week and send it back to them. And by Tuesday or Wednesday, they'll say, here's your spots for the week. And mine this week, I'm at the Comedy Store. I'm at the Ice House. Friday night, I'm at the Ice House at 9:00, and I'll be at the Comedy Store at 10:30 this Friday. And then Saturday night, I'm going to be local. No, dude, you can't come.
Come on, let me come.
All right, you can come.
All right.
And then Saturday night this week, I'll be in the city of Bellflower at the Stand Up Comedy Club. So that's how it works here. And in other words, they'll find you. Once you give them a reason to want to rep you, then it's all switched. Everything's switched.
Right.
You know, people aren't, you know, they're not like developing new talent anymore. And in other words, perfect example is our guy, Matt Rife.
Right.
Matt Rife, no one would even look in the kid's direction. This kid did everything himself. He made his own special, put it on YouTube, and then he had a couple videos that went viral, TikTok, and he went, I mean, within a year, he became not just a star, a superstar.
Wow.
And now Netflix is giving him a special.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
You have to be
In
somebody.
my opinion,
Yeah.
I know 100% Matt will agree with me on this. He didn't need a Netflix special. The reason he's doing the Netflix special is because they offered him Netflix money.
Right.
And I would do it. But it's now, we don't need to promote this.
Exactly.
There's little to no work to be done because Matt did all the work already.
Mhm.
And so it's all kind of switched. You know,
Right.
you got on the Tonight Show back in the day. You built the tour from that.
Right.
Now I have to do everything myself. I have to go viral on social media. Then they'll go, hey, why don't we, now you want this money. Okay. My answer is going to be no. My manager's right here next to me. My road manager is my brother. My agent is a person who I've known and trusted for years. And that's the only reason I'm doing it.
Right.
But other than that, I got this. You know, I'm not a kid. I can handle a contract. I know several entertainment lawyers that'd be glad to help me out. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I sound bitter.
No, you don't.
You sound knowledgeable.
Yes.
And
it's all
experienced, having experiences.
experience. Yep.
Mhm.
It's experience.
So we're gonna see it on YouTube then.
That's my plan. I have a couple meetings this week and I have to talk to the production company about it. My director, who's also a comedian, Brent Morin, he agrees with it. One of the executive producers, I'm pretty sure agrees with it. We just got to get everybody on board. And what we'll do is we'll announce when it's going to be available. We're going to pool all of our resources as far as promoting. I'm going to start doing other people's podcasts. I'm going to contact as many people as I can. And we're just going to promote this thing.
Yeah.
And get as many views as we possibly can, because what that equals is ticket sales.
Plus monetization.
We can
On the
monetize it.
platform itself.
We can monetize it on the platform, but what
Nice to put
money's
together a
going to
tour.
be made is them ticket sales.
Yeah.
That's when you start doing one night or two, do a tour of a bunch of one-nighters, maybe a few weekends. And that's the plan, Stan. That's what I'm working on. And
Awesome. I was at the shoot and it's gorgeous, man. I mean, it's funny as hell, of course.
it's
but
another thing. It's a no-brainer for
It
somebody
looks so good. It
if
just looks-
Hulu
yeah.
or somebody wants to buy it, it's a no-brainer. They don't have to make it. It's made. It's
Right.
done.
Right.
It's finished.
Yeah.
It's a finished project.
and done well.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys.
Maybe
did
there'll be a
great. Those
market
guys
for
did
that
it
right
well.
after this thing
Those
ends.
guys were awesome.
Because they won't have any content in the, you know what I mean?
I don't
What was
know,
that director kid's name that directed it? Your special. What was his name?
Brent Morin.
Yeah, he did. He did great.
Yeah, Brent directed
Yeah,
it.
it came out sweet.
My wife did the wardrobe.
Yep.
So is all of the
really good
editing and
friend
all
of
that
mine-
already done?
Huh?
All the editing and all that?
Everything's done. It's done.
Oh, it's done, huh?
Yeah, it's a finished thing. I have a trailer already for it. The song in the beginning and the end is a really dear friend of mine that I grew up with. It's her daughter's band. It's a great little song.
Awesome song.
And yeah, look up if you can. If you people go on Spotify and follow Kyla Foster, and listen to the song "Harmonize." That's the song in the beginning and the ending of my special. It's a great song. She's got a bunch of other original stuff on there that you got to check out. But yep, that's it.
She's good.
I'm glad to be back. We're back, baby. Hold on, let me do the thing. Boom, baby. Thank you. Again, please make sure you subscribe, like, follow, all that crap. Anywhere you download, any audio streaming download, make sure you like, subscribe. I mean, what is it? Fuck it.
You review.
Rate and review.
Rate.
I always forget that.
Yeah.
Rate and review wherever it is that you download your podcast, and of course on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Our email, Dave.
Unidenticalpod@gmail.com right now.
Unidenticalpod@gmail.com is the email as of now. And like I said, keep your eye out for merch. It's coming within the next week or so. Again, thank you guys so much. We are happy to be back. Oh, and you guys, props to the podcast place in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Solomon.
Heck yeah, man.
Anybody that wants a quality podcast at a quality studio, come down to the LB.
Thanks,
come
guys.
down to the LB.
I appreciate that.
Of course. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
Unidentical.